Okay, for those who are on YouTube, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. We just finished the cauldron, and we're going to be going ahead and completing everything.
Greetings, graduates of Cradle 9. Welcome to the regional... Error. Unauthorized access detected.
That doesn't sound good.
Was that the spirit? Minerva?
I don't think so. At least, not directly.
I hope everyone's doing well today. Last year we just defeated the cauldron. That took us quite a bit of time, but we got through it, guys.
Attention. All personnel must vacate the facility immediately.
Something doesn't want us here.
Wow, that voice sounded really sad. Like, really, really sad. Like, doom and gloom. Like, I'm stuck here. Like, you know, one of those office people that, like, are working a painstaking job. That's what it sounded like.
No.
Door, boss, I heard this
There. That's our way out.
That's right.
Error. Unauthorized access. Initiating facility lockdown. Stay out.
What's going on?
Well, at least the emergency lights work.
What just happened?
Minerva's definitely here. And I think it's trying to keep us out. I'll scout ahead, see if there's a way to get us in.
You sure we shouldn't come with you?
Well, yeah, Minerva could be dangerous. Let me make sure it's safe.
Okay.
We'll be right here if you need us.
Okay, I need to find where Minerva's hiding. I should look for a way to access the facility systems.
Whoa.
Locked.
I was thinking following up maybe after this, after we actually play this, maybe we'll do a replay of the Tomb Raider franchise from, what was it, from Tomb Raider PS3 all the way till Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Alert.
They do like this kind of game where it's kind of open worldy and there's a lot of things to read and look at and lore stuff. You might like that one.
Nope, sorry. You're not getting rid of me that easily,
So I don't
Minerva.
really have a good playthrough of that saved anywhere. But I do have it saved actually in my
It's
list.
shutting me out.
So I thought that might be a cool one to do, but we'll think about it. You know, we have time. Probably for October we might take a little bit of a break from streaming because I am gonna be getting ready for my trip and everything. So I just want to be, you know, well, I was thinking that might be a cool idea to do.
Looks like this might be where data's stored, but I don't see a way to access the system. I better keep looking.
This away. There it is. I was thinking that might be a cool thing to do for the next few streams. There are gonna be like a few new games coming out too, so it's like I gotta catch up to everybody now. Let's see, there's so much things to look at. I guess we'll investigate this one first. Loot.
Dead end.
It's okay, we got loot. It's fine. But I thought that might be a kind of a cool one. I've already beaten it before, but
I can feel a draft above. Might be a way out of this shaft.
nice.
Looks like another part of the facility. Don't think I'm getting through that door right now. I should turn back, see what else I can find.
Oh, we're in like a tomb. Because a lot of the areas in Tomb Raider are kind of like this, where you explore and you have to kind of like figure certain things out, and the tombs are like really, you know, like oversized puzzle rooms. They're very similar to this, where you have to kind of like use your brain and kind of think about, you know, what you're supposed to do. And then there's enemies in there, of
Cables in
course.
the center for. Looks like those cables connect to something above. Seems promising if I can find a way up there.
Find a way up there. Ah, maybe I go like this. Let's see. Those are slits. Let's try this one. So that's an actual dead end. Hold on a sec, guys. I gotta let the hot air escape for a minute. It's very hot in this room. Okay, let's see. Go here.
Guess I'm not going that way.
This is where we came from. We go up. There's nothing up here. Let's see. This doesn't tell us like really too much to do. Came into the facility. Should I go back through here again? I think I'm missing something. Ah, there it is. There.
And I'm outside. I need to find a way back into the facility.
me change. But yeah, we'll do that. Just so that we can see the trophies that we won. The trophy that we did get, though, just so you know, just so you, for your knowledge, we got the tore off 100 components, I guess. And let's see if I got anything else. I think that's the main one that we got. So just for your knowledge, that's what we got. But in terms of like the platforming for
If I can get Minerva to cooperate.
if you I don't know if you've ever played it before
Finally bring her back. And we can start fixing
or
the
ever seen gameplay of Tomb Raider, but it's very similar to
Maybe
this.
she can help me figure out who those strangers in the proving lab were.
A lot of like platforming,
Clone of Elizabeth.
climbing,
Why did they want
guns
it
and stuff like that. Well, I mean, the major difference is there's guns. That's the major difference. Everything else is pretty similar. Like you just kind of like run around. It's more enclosed though. So it's more like wide linear versus like open world. Like I would say this one is a little bit more open world. You can kind of just like randomly run around. But Tomb Raider is basically whoa. I fall off. That's screwed. Maybe I'm not screwed. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, but like Tomb Raider is more like, you know, it's more enclosed. Like the areas are a little bit more tighter. Like you do travel in like some in large zones, but they're not as like what do you call it, like open worldy as like this is. But the story is really cool, and if you like history and whatnot, they do cover some really cool cool things. I don't know if you've actually seen a playthrough of it,
Pipes up there. Might lead me to a way back in.
but it's pretty cool.
Reach them.
I had a blast playing it the first time, and I played it I think on hard. But you can. Oh, almost missed it. You can play it on very difficult modes. So I think I might actually play it on a slightly harder difficulty than I did last time. And basically, like, enemies just become very aggressive. That's like one of the major differences. And the only difficult thing about Tomb Raider and the hard difficulties is that the issue with it is that they tend to, like, certain things tend to be really cheap. Like, for instance, like, you'll be hiding and then, like, you'll pop your head out once and they'll immediately be alerted and the whole mob will find you. There's a lot of sneaking around that you can do. So if you like stealth, you'll like it. But if you also want to just go guns a-blazing, you can just run around and go crazy and shoot everybody. So that's...
Another shaft.
So go like this way. Just want to do that real quick. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. There's actually a clip somewhere where one of the enemies I was versing, like I did an immediate arrow shot, and you should check it out. I think it's called That's One Way to Do It. If you have a chance to check it out, that one is, it's really it's a really funny one.
Find a way to plug into this place.
So let's see, where does this go? Yeah, well, I mean, she has to go outside to go back inside.
Looks like
That was
some
the whole
kind of
thing.
dome.
We're not done with this yet. But yeah, if you really do like, you know, like shooting and stealthing and kind of sneaking around, and then, you know, if you choose to, you want to go guns a blazing. Yeah, I think you'll really like Tomb Raider, the series. If you haven't actually, I don't know, if you've actually seen gameplay of it. Have you actually seen it before? That's what I want to ask you.
Alert. System core penetrated.
Ooh. Oh, then you might be in for a treat. Now the graphics aren't going to be as, like, you know, gorgeous and crisp and clean as this one, but it's going to be just as good.
Minerva, I need the console. Please.
Access denied.
It didn't used to be like this. Do you remember it? Anything?
So we'll have the opportunity to play it in the future.
You were part of something bigger once. Something good. Gaia. That's right. She can live again. But only if you give her the chance. I can't reboot her without you.
Light. Cease.
I think you'll disappear into her. Become part of her. Like you used to be.
Misery. Will cease.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Minerva. Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Minerva function to original code. Do you wish to initiate heuristic matrix?
Here goes.
Greetings, Dr. Sobek. A moment. Scanning data. So it is Aloy, not Elizabeth. We have much to discuss, but initialization of my heuristic matrix will not be complete for several minutes more. In the meantime, I suggest you familiarize yourself with this facility. It is our best option for a base of operations, and you can make use of its equipment to improve your ability to override machines.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Shall I grant access to your companions? They will be here shortly.
Okay, but don't overwhelm them, okay? they don't have a lot of experience with things like... well, you.
So no fake this time?
No. This time she's real. Varl, Zoe. This is Gaia.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Gaia's still, waking up. Let's look around.
I will highlight the location of the lab on your focus. I have established a network between your focuses, allowing you to communicate when apart.
Good. So what was this place?
A regional control center, where Zero Dawn progeny would have overseen terraforming operations in the area.
There we go.
What's all this?
This was intended as the main gathering space for control center operatives.
You could fit a good number of people in here.
Or maybe just a few. To start with, you two go ahead. I'm going to poke around a bit.
It's always good to scan just to be sure.
So this place was here all this time. Built for people who would never show up.
Why didn't they?
Remember that guy I told you about? Ted Farrow? He... sabotaged things. It wasn't supposed to be this way. So this was supposed to be... the lab.
That was its intended purpose. Some of the machine data you recovered from the repair bay below us appears to be corrupted. Accessing the terminal in this room will show you how to repair and complete the override.
I'll take a look.
Oh. Oh. So these are ones that are partial overrides that we have to get to completely override the creatures. We can only partially override certain ones. Interesting. Okay. Let's do these two for now then. We still have to go out and get the tusk from the two tusks from the wide maw, and then we can upgrade any wide maw. Then when we get cauldrons, we can get them revealed and we can override more of them. Got it.
Well, I was able to repair some of the corrupted overrides. But it looks like I need data from more machine parts to fix the rest.
My initialization is complete. You may continue to explore the facility, Aloy. When you are ready, return to the control room. We have much to discuss.
Varl and the other person must be like freaking out right now.
Looks like an office.
Correct. The facility was designed with a number of private offices.
I guess it's nice to have a space to call your own.
Oh, nice.
This would have been an access point for advanced training modules on terraforming operations. Unfortunately, those modules were deleted when the Apollo database was destroyed.
That's too bad.
You know, I have an interesting, maybe like already early theory that maybe Apollo actually did survive somehow. We're gonna have to we'll have to see like how the game ends, but
What's this space for?
I'm very
This
curious.
would have been the sleeping quarters for Control Center operatives.
Reminds me of the bedhouse aspirants had to sleep in the night before the proving.
With bathroom facilities and everything. Nice.
Hey, Gaia? Why doesn't this door have power?
At my current operating level, I am only able to restore functionality to part of this facility. In time, that may change.
Got it.
So basically, as we progress, those areas are gonna become open and probably reveal
Looks
more
like a
things to
door
us.
If no one's ever been here, who built all this?
Gaia did. With the help of machines.
It looks like plants could grow here.
Getting ideas?
Perhaps.
Through that door is a trail that leads towards Plainsong.
So I could head back east if I need to, once we're done here.
Correct.
Door's locked. Maybe Gaia will be able to get it open later. Oh, I've been down here before. It's where I first got into the facility.
Oh. Okay, cool. That's all the things that we did, I believe. Okay, let's go talk to. Let's see if we get any more dialogue from you.
All this space. And no one was ever here. Why?
It's, a long story.
Go on, Aloy. Don't worry about me.
Maybe we'll see.
What's all this stuff for?
This
Oh,
facility was designed to process an immense amount of data from the terraforming system. This is where it would have been stored. Aloy, you have now visited all accessible rooms of the facility.
Okay. Maybe it's time to talk to Gaia.
I'll leave you to it.
Hello, Aloy.
Hi. So you're ready?
Yes. Initialization is complete. All tests show that my heuristic matrix launched correctly and is stable. You must have many questions.
Yeah. But two big ones first. We're not gonna be able to fix the biosphere without making you whole. I ran a search for your subfunctions at the Hades Proving Lab, but Minerva was the only one I found.
Thankfully, the sensory capabilities of this facility are far more advanced. I will search for the others now. Transmitting query pattern. Receiving.
Oh, we might even go to South America. Wouldn't that be sweet?
I can find no trace. They are simply
We go to
gone.
like Mexico and like South America. That'd be so dope.
Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon are revealed. They lie within reach, procurable.
And Hephaestus?
It too stands revealed, but it is not like the others.
That's for sure.
In the years since the extinction signal, Hephaestus has evolved. Moreover, it is not confined to a single location. It haunts the global network that connects cauldrons to each other across the planet, making it exceptionally difficult to subdue.
Let me guess. We need it bad?
Correct. Its capabilities are essential. Without it, I can only delay the extinction of life on Earth. Hephaestus is our only hope of a permanent solution.
So we start there?
Unfortunately, we cannot. Procuring Hephaestus can only be attempted after my own capabilities have been significantly enhanced.
Grab the other subordinate functions first, then Hephaestus.
Precisely so.
So, Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon. How do I capture them?
To recover a subordinate function, you will have to travel to its location and find the physical processor to which it escaped. Then, exactly as you did with Minerva, you must use the master override to revert the subordinate function to its original code state.
And then how do I get it back here?
The subordinate function must be loaded onto a data storage device and physically carried back to this facility.
The cartridge your root kernel was stored on?
Yes. Its capacity is limited, so it can only carry one subordinate function at a time. But in all other respects, it will suffice.
I mean, I guess it would be like Hera, right? Is like the because Minerva is Roman, I believe. Yeah.
Maybe you can help me make sense of something.
It's probably
A
yeah.
while ago, I
It
had
is
a
kind of
rumor.
weird they didn't just call it Hera
Strangers who tried
or
to kill.
Artemis, right? I think
They
it's-
had
is it
machine
Artemis?
servitors and a
Oh, Athena. That's right, Athena. Thanks.
of Elizabeth Sobek with them.
Thanks for
This was recorded by your focus.
thanks for putting it explaining it to me.
Do you know?
It's been a minute since I learned anything. Remember like the Greek and Roman gods.
Woke Hades, prompting my predecessor's self-destruction.
The extinction signal? Okay, that sounds ominous.
The signal did not come from Earth, Aloy. The calculations are complicated, but it appears to have originated 81 trillion kilometers away.
Space.
A distance so vast that light itself requires 8.611 years to cross it.
Okay, so what's so far away and why does it want us dead?
The Sirius star system.
Serious? But that's where Far Zenith, their ship.
The Odyssey.
Yes, that's where it was headed. But it blew up. don't... Why make it seem like they failed? They didn't want anyone to know. They didn't want future humans to think that they were out there. Wait. The strangers who tried to kill me at the Hades Proving Lab? The ones with the clone? Are you saying that they're from... that they're descendants of... Far Zenith?
Yes, that is my conclusion.
We have a lot
The
to.
3 subordinate functions that you detected. What do we know about them?
All 3 are relevant to problems currently plaguing the biosphere. Ether is responsible for detoxifying the atmosphere and moderating the weather. Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life. If all 3 were restored to me, they would constitute a massive increase to my heuristic processing density. But beware. Their responses to my query pattern were irregular. In human terms, they are frightened, lost, and paranoid.
Like Minerva. They need to be whole again.
Exactly.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understand?
So do we.
He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
You totally missed that in the previous streams, but we had a little bit of him coming back. So
Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density. Unfortunately, I have no way to track them. They have disappeared without a trace.
they're in the previous streams, I think, where they talk a little bit about it, but not too much because the story really isn't about Pharaoh too much. But they do kind of talk about some of the missing things that happened. I'm just kind of glad that they brought Hephaestus back because we really wouldn't have known that if we didn't play the Frozen Wilds. The Frozen Wilds really opened all this story up.
But Hephaestus is by far the most important. Only by recovering and merging it can I regain my ability to design and mass-produce new machines at cauldrons across the planet. Only through it can I program new machines and alter the tasking of existing machines to completely reverse environmental damage. Recovering other subordinate functions may buy us time, but without Hephaestus, I cannot permanently stave off mass extinction.
Given Hephaestus's importance, is there really no way to capture and merge it first?
I'm afraid that is quite impossible. In my present state, launched and merged with Minerva, I am operating at less than 1/5, 18.8%, of my intended processing capacity. Hephaestus dwarfs this figure. Were an attempt made to conduct the merge under these circumstances, Hephaestus would absorb me rather than the other way around. A merge cannot be attempted until my heuristic processing density exceeds its own.
And how many subordinate functions is that going to take?
Merging Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon will expand my heuristic network to 41.6% capacity, exceeding that of Hephaestus.
You said Hephaestus isn't located in just one place.
Correct. Unlike the other subordinate functions which are confined to discrete physical processors, Hephaestus is distributed throughout the global network that connects the planet's cauldrons.
So, when the time comes to subdue it, how do we make that happen?
I do not know. While you are retrieving the procurable subordinate functions, I will attempt to find a solution.
So basically, we're basically like doing this on luck, basically. Got it.
Once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So could you build an army of machines? Attack the descendants of Far Zenith and take them out?
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes,
Alrighty.
once I have been empowered with the capacities of a
I'll see you soon on the drive back.
build
Falling
and
out.
command such an army. Given the nature of the Far Zenith threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using such technology to kill, no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good. It means you have a conscience.
I should still be here.
As a bit intended.
Indeed.
The sole purpose of the signal was to destroy life on Earth, right? Why would descendants of Far Zenith want to do that?
At this point, we can only speculate.
I mean, Earth posed no threat to them. We don't have the technology to get in their way. We didn't even know about them.
True.
Unless... well... could it be that they want the planet for themselves? The strangers I ran into, they were after a Gaia backup of their own. I mean, if they did that... if they booted their own Gaia and boosted her power... until she could take control of Hephaestus. And then the whole terraforming system.
Then yes, the system could be used to do what the extinction signal failed to accomplish. Snuff out life, and then potentially to build an entirely new biosphere, to their specifications.
So they could be trying to do the same thing we are.
But with opposite results.
Extinction. Instead of salvation. Well, this is not good. You said Sirius is really far from Earth.
81 trillion kilometers, or 8.611 light years.
Right. So, how would the descendants have gotten here?
On a spacecraft much like the Odyssey, though significantly more advanced. The journey from Earth to Sirius would have taken the Odyssey almost 300 years. This appears to have been much faster. If their ship departed Sirius at the same moment the extinction signal first began transmitting, the journey was made in just 29 years at an average of 0.297 the speed of light. If they did not set out for Earth until they learned of the extinction signal's failure, the journey was even faster, a mere 13 years, or 0.662 the speed of light.
Okay, enough. You're making my head spin. The descendants I ran into at the Hades Proving Lab, they had a clone of Elizabeth Sobek. So that's consistent with the idea that they came here to salvage Zero Dawn technologies, right?
Yes. As your own experience demonstrates, a clone of Elizabeth Sobek functions in effect as a key to the terraforming system.
But how could they have made a clone?
The Odyssey carried approximately 200,000 human zygotes, millions of animal zygotes, and billions of plant seeds. It is conceivable that Elizabeth Sobek's genetic material was sampled, with or without her knowledge, and carried aboard the ship in storage.
That's... okay, but... I mean... This clone... how could she participate in this? Destroying Elizabeth's dream? It's It's evil.
It is difficult to know. Perhaps she is loyal to the group and shares their objectives. Or perhaps she is a subordinate and has no choice but to comply with their orders.
Elizabeth Sobek? A subordinate? I don't think so. The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
So the signal could only have been sent by someone who had thorough knowledge of the system, huh?
Yes. The signal's design was exceptionally precise and highly advanced. Were its intentions less malevolent, I would admire the intellect or intellects that produced it.
So if the Descendants came to Earth on a spaceship, I guess we can assume that their technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes, as your encounter with them at the Proving Lab amply demonstrates, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
Yeah, no kidding. The one I fought seemed indestructible.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. For example, assuming I absorbed Hephaestus and utilized it to create a large force of combat machines. No shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
How did you figure out that the extinction signal came from Sirius?
The key came with data on your focus, from Silent's interrogation of Hades. The duration of the signal itself, 17.22 years.
That doesn't make sense. You said that the signal took 8.6 years to arrive from Sirius. Why would the signal keep transmitting after it was received and you blew yourself up?
Because the sender didn't know that had happened until it received notice from Hades.
Which would take another 8.6 years to get back.
Correct. Only then would the sender stop broadcasting, after a total of 17.22 years. So the duration, halved, gave me the distance the signal traveled. With that in mind, I simply scanned my astronomical database for any relevant location 8.6 light-years away. Because it was Far Zenith's intended destination, Sirius was the only logical source.
What is the state of the biosphere? Is the terraforming system functioning at all?
In a sense, the terraforming system never stopped functioning. The difference, since my predecessor's destruction, is that there has been no central governing intelligence to monitor its robotic agents and assign new tasks. As a result, errors have accrued, and day by day, the biosphere has gradually veered ever more sharply towards destruction. In recent months, disturbances in the biosphere have become obvious. But these bellwether phenomena offer just the merest glimpse of the complex and accelerating cycles of environmental dysfunction, now driving Earth's biosphere towards collapse.
And you can't do anything to stop it?
If you can return Aether, Poseidon, and Demeter to me, I can improvise modest corrections to parts of the system. Weather will improve, water will be purified, and rampant plant growth curtailed. But such corrections will not stave off collapse. They will only buy us time. Only with Hephaestus can I design and produce new robotic agents designed to permanently reverse the damage that has accumulated. All efforts must be directed toward that end.
How long do we have then?
At present rates, without additional factors, the biosphere will cross a point of no return in approximately 4 months.
And if I gather Aether, Demeter, Poseidon, merge you with them?
we will only gain a few months more.
Well, every bit counts. I guess I should get going and start bringing back subordinate functions. What can you tell me about their locations?
When my predecessor destroyed herself, the subordinate functions sought physical processors capable of holding them. So in each case you will be looking for a powerful computer of some kind. Ether is the closest, and therefore might be the easiest to acquire. However, it appears to be in the middle of Tenakt territory. My knowledge of that tribe is limited to data I read on your focus, but they seem to have a significant inclination towards violence.
Well, that's a nice way to put it. What about Poseidon and Demeter?
Poseidon has taken shelter in the desert south of this location. My substratal geography data indicates that a major old-world settlement called Las Vegas was located there.
A ruin in the middle of the desert, huh? Strange place for an AI devoted to water.
Agreed. As for Demeter, it appears to be located on the coast to the far west. Unfortunately, I am unable to provide any relevant data about the region. As such, it may be the most difficult to retrieve.
Okay, so 3 subordinate functions to go after. Ether, somewhere in Tenakt territory. Poseidon in the desert, and Demeter on the coast.
Where will you begin?
Well, let's go kind of like in order. I think it'd be better that way.
I think I'll head for Ether.
Then I will assign Ether as the objective on your focus. If you obtain it, I may be able to use it to quell the most severe storms in the region. Though I will require Hephaestus and the control over machines that it offers to permanently stabilize the biosphere. Should you change your mind, you can update your objective via your focus interface at any time. I will also transmit a summary of available data on all of the subordinate functions to you for reference. Is there anything else I can help you with? I know you have a great deal to accomplish.
I do, don't I?
Is something wrong?
I don't know. It's just that Elizabeth set the bar pretty high. She had a dream for you, for life on Earth, and a lot has gone wrong, and it's all on my shoulders to fix it. Do you think I can do it all? Repair the system, defeat Varzenith, live up to her example?
Absolutely. In her last message, my predecessor declared her unwavering conviction in your success. In you, all things are possible. You prevailed in purging Hades and rebooting my system core. You will prevail in this.
Thank you, Gaia. Well, I guess I should get going.
I have unlocked the facility's exits. One leads onward to the west. The other leads back down the mountain to Plainsong, should you wish to return east.
Varl?
Whoa! Gonna have to get used to that. That's you, Aloy?
Yeah. Gaia's opened the exits to this place. Can you and Zoe meet me by the west door?
Be right there.
All right, we established the base. And we got the trophy for that.
Okay. I need to bring Ether back for Gaia. Varl and Zoe are waiting for me by the west exit. But I could head back east first. Check on how Plainsong's doing after the attack.
I think it'll be better this way.
After you, Aloy.
I need to head further west. To, get more of Gaia's components. Make her stronger. You two can stay here in the meantime. Gaia can help get you up to speed. I'm not trying to shut you out. It's like training.
Actually, I'm gonna go back east to get Erend. Bring him here. Look, allies, friends can help. We have a place to stay now, and like you said, Gaia can teach us, catch us up. It'll be okay.
Okay. Take these then.
One to wear, one for backup.
While you're at it, stop by Stone's Echo and look for Milu. Give her a message for Talana that I found a way over the mountains.
Will do.
Are you going with him?
No. After what happened in the cave below, I want to stay here a while. There is much I need to understand. Maybe by the time you get back, I'll have a thing or two I can teach you.
Looking forward to it. When will you be back?
I'm not sure. But hopefully I'll have one of Gaia's missing components with me.
Be careful out there. Even in Plainsong, we heard how the Tenakth clanlands are suffering from storms, machines, and now Regala.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Good hunting, Aloy.
The Tenakth clanlands. Somewhere out there's 3 of Gaia's sub-functions. And who knows what else.
Okay. Let's see. Looks like we have cool things to do. We're at level 19. We have some things that we need to do. Let's actually go. Let's see, like we're on the map right now. Ground dig site. Let's try to go maybe like south, maybe. Complete this area. Complete the area of the lower parts of this map. So we need to go to Riverheim actually. Yeah, let's complete some lower parts of the map. I know that it's like apparently like level 22 to get to here, but definitely do it.
Spent. Rain's done.
We have reached level 19, so let's actually go into our skills real quick. See what is going to be our level 2. Craft potions faster. On the shredder. Yet. I think this is all that we can really do for now. All right.
Hardwater ammo could hurt it.
We're nowhere near the level to beat something.
Some kind of drone. Is it watching over this area? Might have some useful data. But how to get up there? I don't think I can damage that drone.
Let's see like what the quest for that is.
make use of this.
Oh, am I supposed to use? Let's see. See what happens.
I can shoot it down. Going down!
It was worth a shot. I'll have to probably come back and try to do that. Let me actually see, like, what am I supposed to do? This is. I'm guessing I take the gun maybe from it. Survey, drone, horizon. Wrangle it to the ground. Okay. Okay. That's what we're supposed to do. I know the spot I gotta wait at. So that's gonna be.
You're mine! Taking you with me! I'm gonna get the data from you.
Oh, almost got it. Almost had it. Oh. Almost had it. Almost had it. I know what the... Yeah, literally jump on top of that. see if there's another jump off spot.
It's a bad fall. But as long as I can still stand. Got it. Going down. Okay. Got the drink stain. It's gonna leave a mark.
Welcome back, falling out.
Possibly right through that. with me. Got it. Got it. I should grab the drone's data now that it's down.
Got it.
I was trying to send this data somewhere, but
Oh, you just got it just in
connection
time.
severed. Guess I'll just hold on to it for now.
Alright, I just got like one other collectible. We just have to like grab the drone. We're gonna help with this big site quest thing. Let's do this. It's a little bit beyond our level, but we're gonna try and go for it. Like maybe 3 levels under. Might turn off the sound effect for that. Just a bit. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look and see what kind of enemies you can verse. Just like try
These
and
must be the machines that Gandalf or Shah were talking about.
kill the machines.
Better use something other than frost.
And we just saw the Thunderjaws, the repeat of them. They just came. We just saw them. Weak against purge water enemies. Only verbal when the straws are open, attach or destroy both. Reduces damage from its attacks. Opponent cannot be destroyed. So we could hit in its butt, basically. was kind of not what I wanted to do. We're doing some of the final questing areas. Oh, this little zone. We didn't really get a chance to put these guys out at the mines. Here, fight for me. Thank you. Above you, there you go.
here. Doesn't look like there's much here. But these ruins fall off into the water. Won't be able to dive too deep, though. I should take a look at the ruins under the water. See if I can find any clues. There was something jammed in that console underwater, but I can't hold my breath long enough to yank it out.
Maybe that's why I can't do it yet, per se. That's probably why I think I need to go and do the one. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see the main quest I gotta go to. We probably got to do Aether. Okay. I think it's time to actually do that. But we're going to travel. Dude, so we got to like go. We got to like open up some map stuff. We can't go back there yet. Let's see. go get the campsites that we need. And then for main quest, I'm gonna put. Oh, that's one way to get that. Let's do a quick save right there. And let's do this.
Oh, Aloy. Your Karja friend came through. She went to that Oseram camp you two were looking for, to the southwest.
Let's talk to her part.
Aloy!
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. You sure you're okay being alone in here?
I have Gaia. And learning how to interpret the glyphs of the old ones, it keeps me occupied.
Have you gone back to Plainsong at all?
I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to tell them. The chorus already thinks me a thorn in the thicket. If they knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all this. No. For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
Kind of like what we did.
Sounds like you met my friend Talana.
Yes, the Karja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red Raids, but Varl tells me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah. She's one of the good ones. Trust me. So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes, she was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but Reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You mentioned you've been teaching yourself how to read?
Yes. Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear.
This is really cool.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did, though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here, it is humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement, but some veterans still remain in the plains.
I've been meaning to ask, what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
All right.
That couldn't have been easy.
We're learning a lot. Learning a lot about the lore here.
While the Karja invaded
This is
your
great.
lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvests passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter. I need to go, but if you need anything, you can contact me through your focus.
I'll keep that in mind.
And for those of you watching on YouTube, this is going to be where we're going to be leaving it off for this particular segment. So thank you guys for watching. For you guys who are on Twitch, stay continued because we're going to keep going with this. So anyways, guys, you guys are watching on YouTube. Thank you so much.